saw flames shooting out above a roof.
Now at 4:30, a firefighter is hurt after an apartment building on Milwaukee's north side goes up in flames, where the emergency responder fell. In just a moment.
Plus, new details in a deadly hit-and-run crash in Milwaukee. We'll have a live report in just minutes.
The CBS 58 Morning News continues.
Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, April 18th.
Thank you so much for waking up with us. We are talking about the Packers this morning. The team is back in Titletown starting off-season workouts. Last year, Aaron Rodgers gave up dairy to get back in shape. Find out what he's given up this year. Coming up in just minutes.
But first, a warm start to the morning, but we're expecting some major changes ahead, including a dip in temperatures. Also, some wet weather could get noisy out there. Meteorologist Chris Nelson tracking it all for us. Good morning, Chris.
Hey, good morning, Whitney. Yeah, we're talking about all kinds of different changes, right? We're going from 60s this morning back down into the 40s possibly this afternoon if you are living along the lakeshore. If you're inland, you might be sticking around with those 50s and 60s. But a cloudy look downtown into Milwaukee. Nice looking shot even with the clouds. Temperatures mixing in 50s and 60s. 60s along the lakeshore. Lower 50s as you're going from Sheboygan and West Bend. Mid 50s for Fort Atkinson. Lower 50s for places like Beaver Dam and North and West. School forecast. 60s turn to 50s and eventually 40s. As I mentioned, along the lakeshore as those winds start to turn more east to northeast. Another change on the horizon that'll affect our area. I think that'll be late tonight, early Thursday. There's some showers and thunderstorms. Some of those could be on the strong to severe side. We'll talk about that coming up in just a few minutes.
New details this morning in a deadly hit and run at Milwaukee's south side.
We've learned police may be one step closer to catching the driver.
CBS 58's Julie Parisi is live near 35th and Mitchell, where that accident happened yesterday. And you're joining us now with some details here, Julie.
Yeah, good morning, Whitney. Milwaukee police tell us they have taken a person into custody for questioning in regards to this accident, but they are not yet ready to call that person a suspect. They are still trying to find the man who hit a 62-year-old man here near Greenfield Bilingual School yesterday and then sped off. This all happened around 3:30 in the afternoon. Police say a driver sped through a red light and hit that man who had just picked up two kids from school. Investigators believe they found the car that was involved in the crash, but the driver then took off. Those who were nearby when it happened say this is very unsettling and they hope the person who did this does the right thing.
Because at the end of the day, that's a family, you know what I'm saying? That's somebody's son and that's somebody's dad. I don't feel right that I would turn myself in. I feel bad. This is in front of a school and I have a lot of nieces and nephews that come through here and that makes me nervous. That really does. That makes me nervous.
Police have not yet said what the connection is between the man and those two children. Anyone with information on this accident is asked to call Milwaukee police. Live in Milwaukee this morning, I'm Julie Parisi, CBS 58 News.
All right, thank you, Julie. Of course, we'll go back to her if anything else breaks. We're also following breaking news this morning. Former NFL player and convicted murderer Aaron Hernandez is dead. The Massachusetts Department of Corrections says Hernandez was found hanging in his cell by corrections officers this morning. He was later pronounced dead at the hospital. Officials believe Hernandez committed suicide with a bed sheet he attached to his cell window. The former New England Patriots player was sentenced to life in prison in 2015 for the 2013 killing of former friend Odin Lloyd. His death comes less than a week after he was acquitted of killing two men outside a Boston nightclub back in 2012. State police are now investigating.
Now to a developing story. A firefighter is sent to the hospital after falling a full floor while battling flames in an apartment complex on Milwaukee's north side. It happened near 57th and Hampton last night. We're told the firefighter fell from the second floor to the first floor during the fire, receiving injuries to the wrist, arm, and elbow. A neighbor tells us the building has been under construction after it went up in flames about a year ago. Fire officials say the building has been vacant for quite some time.
Crews quickly went into play to the second floor, finding heavy fire throughout the second floor. And due to an aggressive attack, we were able to put out the fire relatively quickly.
Neighbors we talked to said they could see the flames from a few blocks away.
New details this morning, what may have caused a semi-truck full of cheese to catch fire. Look at this. It was quite the scene. This was in the parking lot of an Office Max store at National in Cleveland in West Dallas yesterday. Officials now say a mechanical issue with the brakes may be to blame for that fire, but the exact cause is still being investigated. It's unclear at this point if anyone was actually hurt.
In news around the nation, an autopsy is scheduled today for the man accused of murdering a Cleveland retiree, then posting that video to Facebook. A tip from a McDonald's drive-thru employee in Erie, Pennsylvania, led police to Steve Stevens. Police chased his car, then rammed it, causing it to spin out. When his car came to a stop, we're told Stevens shot himself. Stevens has been on the run since he recorded himself killing 74-year-old Robert Godwin Sr. in Cleveland on Easter Sunday. Police in Fresno, California say a man shot and killed 3 white men within moments of each other because he hated white people. Officials say the suspect, 39-year-old Corey Al-Muhammad, he's in custody now. Officials are calling the killings a hate crime. Police were already searching for Muhammad in connection with the shooting death of a motel security guard last week.
A simple message from President Trump in Kenosha: Buy American, hire American. The president signed an executive order designed, in his words, to protect jobs and wages.
With this action, we are sending a powerful signal to the world. We're going to defend our workers, protect our jobs, and finally, put America first.
The president said the executive order could close a loophole which allows some companies to look for cheaper workers overseas before searching for qualified Americans. Both Republicans and Democrats have introduced legislation on this very issue.
The president's visit attracted a large crowd inside and outside, where more than 100 people protested.
No justice, no peace.
He has declared war on working families, women, immigrants.
Demonstrators lined the street and filled a park near Snap-on Tools protesting the president's visit. They were holding signs blasting President Trump on issues like immigration, Planned Parenthood, and Russia. But on the other side of the street, there were people supporting the president.
My family owns a small business, so cutting taxes and kind of cutting back on the regulations is something that will help us out a lot.
Everything did stay peaceful between those two groups. We have much more coverage of the president's visit that's on our website, CBS58.com, and that includes his entire speech from Snap-on Tools in Kenosha.
Just a guy who I think embodied what it means to be a Packer.
Aaron Rodgers with high praise for friend and longtime teammate A.J. Hawk as Hawk announces his retirement. The linebacker is coming back to Green Bay, where he spent 9 seasons racking up tackles to hang up the cleats. Hawk's actually the Packers' all-time leading tackler. Now, Rodgers doesn't sound like he's anywhere near ready to retire. The 33-year-old quarterback and the rest of the team are in Green Bay starting their off-season program. Last year, Rodgers cut out dairy from his diet. This year, he's axing something else.
As much as I love golf, it's kind of taken a backseat to my workouts, and you know, I'm as light as I've been, I think, ever coming back at this time of year. So being under 220, it was kind of a goal for me. So I hit that goal to start, and now it's just continuing to build my body. But
how is that body doing? Rodgers went on to say his knees and his arm are feeling really good.
We'd love to hear that. Well, giraffes at the Milwaukee County Zoo, check this out, had a little pep in their step. It's safe to say they're enjoying our spring weather. The zoo's herd of 5 giraffes just sprinting, kind of stretching all over the enclosure. Look at that, it's kind of like a hop.
It is a little hop.
At one point, like right there, it looks like they're playing tag. Like, yep, you're it. That's so fun. I have never been to the zoo when that was actually happening.
No,
I feel like they're always just kind of
hanging
chilling.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, so for just a minute, forget April the giraffe, and let's focus on our local guys right here.
Invite us to the giraffe party next time, because those look like a lot of fun.
Too fun.
Lots of long necks at that party. And coming up, Starbucks is jumping on the unicorn craze bandwagon with the new drink. We'll tell you all about it coming up next.